Aloha. I'm so excited to be here this morning. A Korean proverb reads, "Words have no wings, but can fly 1,000 miles." Our next speaker is Korea's #1 motivational speaker and a best-selling author. And after hearing her story, you will know why. Her riveting story as a Korean factory worker who migrated to America as a housemaid at age 21 with little English, a one-way ticket, and $100 in her pocket, is the embodiment of success. After this woman came to the United States, she was subject to domestic violence. Realizing she was made for more, she freed herself from the abuse and joined the United States Army with an 8-year-old baby in tow. Through determination, imagination, and perseverance, she became a U.S. Army major and later graduated from Harvard University with a Ph.D. Please help me welcome a true inspiration, Jin Hugh Robertson.
Can you see me from here? Aloha! It's good morning! Thank you so much. Thank you, Governor Lingo, and thank you, my friends. I don't think there's any enemy, so I don't have to thank the enemy here. But be honest with you, I am so nervous. I mean, I've never spoken in English in front of this many crowds. So please be gentle with me and I might crash. But I have prepared some video, very short clip to show, what kind of life I lived. And let me introduce that first. Where's the... So that represents the 60 years of my life. See how short our life can be? Jack Canfield told us that events plus response equals outcome. And as you can see, there have been many events in my life, and the responses I gave that led me to be standing right in front of you. And since we were given only less than 20 minutes to speak about 60 years of life, so I chose one episode to share with you and to just stand by and give support for the hero within you, and which, that became my decision I made for that event led me to be here, and that became my major turning point. So I want to share that story with you today. In the U.S. Army, there is a program called FAIR, Foreign Area Officer. Once you get selected to that program, they will teach you the language of the country. I sound like a recruiter maybe, but... But they will send you to their country, to teach you the language of their country, and then they will send you to graduate school of your choice as long as you get accepted. And then they will take you to their country and teach you the advanced language at the same time and have you travel around their country and the countries around those countries, all the expenses paid. So this is an amazing program. And I was doing pretty good in the military, and as soon as I was done with my company command, I applied to that. I thought I would do really good in the Northeast Asian fair. With confidence, And with the expectation, I waited. But the answer came back to me was no. I didn't make it. Yes, I need to drink some water to cool off. But this woman, as you can see, started from nothing and created something great. So with that kind of personality, you won't just sit around and accept no as an answer, right? So I was in Korea, but I went to Washington, D.C. and met the guy who makes the decisions. And I asked him with a somewhat sad smile, but a very soft smile, why not me? There's always an official answer to those questions. And they said, well, there were better applicants than you. I said, for this Northeast Asian fair, there couldn't be anyone better than me for that. And they said, well, believe it or not, there were. So I just stuck around for all day, whether they liked me or not. And I stuck around, I poked here and poked there, and I asked the questions. And I checked with those, staff members. They are the ones who got the real answers. So I took them out for coffee. I treated them for lunch. I mean, you may call it a bribe, but who cares? I needed the answer. The real answer, it took me one day to find out. Real answer was because I was a woman. And I just realized, I've known that I was a woman all my life. But I didn't know that was going to cut off my ambition or something. So I said that, wait a minute, this is the U.S. Army, the organization which is supposed to equal opportunities. And he said, oh, yes, U.S. Army supports equal opportunities, and we respect that. But the problem is, the people you have to deal with once you are representing America, and those are the people, very conservative Korean men and Japanese men. I heard, they usually look down upon women and they treat women bad. And I said, what? Because of their culture, you turned me down? And he said, well, U.S. Army and America, supports the individual soldiers' ambition and dreams. But if their ambition and dream, if they're going to damage or bring the disadvantage to the organization and the country, shouldn't the individual sacrifice for the country, for the army? What have you been learning so far? That makes sense, and that's how we were taught. And you remember Kennedy? Don't ask what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. And that's a very famous quote, right? So it makes sense. And even in Korea, we support that too. And, if you sacrifice yourself for the country, you are considered a hero, historical hero. We respect those people. But those commonsensical answers doesn't fly with me. When I was at Harvard going through the Ph.D. at the age after 50, and I was teaching some undergraduate students, and I was telling them, in our lives, we will run into so many events, so many problems, but every problem has more than one answer. And at the same time, the best answer thus far, you can find better answers if you mobilize your creativity and the revolutionary mind and the power of imagination. So, and some of the Harvard students, they found some different path for their lives, and then this common sense answer doesn't he offered is not going to pass me. And I said, you're right. I heard many Korean men and many Korean Japanese do look down upon women and treat women bad. But you forgot, most of them, they are looking down upon the people who are in the low class outside in the maybe restaurant or, the office workers. They will never look down upon their bosses' wives or bosses' daughters. And also, let me bring out some example about the international context. If Prime Minister Thatcher, if she goes to Korea and Japan, do you think a Korean president and Japanese, the Prime Minister will treat her really like a dirtbag, and they will tell her that, I don't want to do the business with you because you're a woman? Do you think a Korean men and Japanese men are so stupid like that? They have dreams too. They have ambitions. They have family, and they have patriotism too. If they need this negotiation settled, who cares if the partner happen to be a woman or anybody from any minority background? If he can't handle that, he should quit the job. Because that country is not his toy. And besides that, what's wrong with America? This is totally wrong. So why are you following something which is wrong, and instead of teaching them and bringing them to the more equal opportunity, the environment? And I know Prime Minister Thatcher is an amazing lady. But the reason Korean president, Japanese prime minister, and any other diplomats, the reason they are treating her with amazing awe and respect, not because she's the amazing person, I know she's an amazing person, but because they look at the power of England, then what is wrong with American power? You're supposed to give me applause at this moment. And I told them, hey, all the U.S. Army and the country have to do is support the women officers, not more, not less than the support they give to the male officers. And let's give it a try. And how could he say no to this soft, humble face? Yes, it took me one day, but I got picked up as a test case. Who cares whether that's a test case or not? I have my foot inside. But when I have an objective, I usually make 3 lists. First, what will it take to get this objective done? And second, what have I already accomplished? And third, what do I need to prepare? I learned Japanese because I speak fluent Korean, whether you believe it or not. But because I have a mission, sense of mission, I studied like crazy. And at the DLI, Defense and Language Institute in Monterey, the beautiful city. I know Hawaii is more beautiful, but still that city is beautiful too. But over there, that school has been 48 years, and nobody makes the test to graduate. But because of sense of mission, I maxed that out, and I set the new record there. And I took I also took a Korean test anyway and maxed that out too. So then I looked at Harvard.